Honorable Ahwazi, from South Turkmenistan National Unity Front and South Turkmenistan Human Rights Center in Canada, in regard to the commemoration date of Ahwazi shame. April 1925, the independent land and state of Al-Ahwaz that was ruled by Sheikh Khazal through the sudden attack and army invasion of Persian chauvinistic monarchy regime occupied and subjugated. Later, through the implementation of the demonic act of terror and massacre against Ahwazi Arab nation by Persian armed forces, thousands of Ahwazi people were arrested, tortured, and killed, and many others forced to leave their homeland or exiled. Persian invaders, throughout severe military control of land and decimation of Ahwazi people on one hand, and the manipulation and ban of language, history, literature, and every other thing, every other national belonging, on the other hand, decided to destroy and collapse the Ahwazi Arab nation's heresies toward constant and complete assimilation and decay of Al-Ahwaz. Today, relatively 87 years is passed since that darkened, troubled, and terrified date that also was equal to the commence of the Ahwazi Arab nation's decisive and multi-directional fight and withstanding against Iranian Persian chauvinistic aggressors. 87 years of fight that through the unified social and political work and actions of Ahwazi Arab political organizations such as Ahwazi Democratic Popular Front, ADPF, and Ahwazi Arab Nations Political Organization, AANPO, have to lead to the complete self-determination, independent and publicly and culturally achieved victory of Ahwazi Arabs in not far future, before the completion of 100 years implementation, 100 years imprisonment of Ahwaz on April 2025. That's also concerned to all Iranian minorities, 5 nations. Less than 30 years. Less than 13 years remains. If we don't want to be 100 years imprisonment. We are the members of Front of Nation for Self-Determination in the parent Iran, that since 2005 has the ultimate and alternative political commitment for the strongest foundational political leadership of 5 national minorities, Ahwazi Arab, South Turkmenistan, South Azerbaijan, Balochistan, and Kurdistan, in and around unified front of nations for self-determination and independence from so-called regime of Iran. Front of Nation for Self-Determination, or FNSD's recent Congress of December 15, 2011 in London, nearly 4 months ago, is also embarked on solidarity with constant struggle of 5 non-Persian nations, and with a minute of silence to bow the memory of all fallen freedom fighters of Al-Ahwaz, South Azerbaijan, South Turkmenistan, Balochistan, and Kurdistan. After discussion about the appointed geopolitical and socio-political matters and problems, simultaneously distinguishing the value of the internal efforts of minorities of Iran against so-called Islamic Republic of Iran for basic human rights, freedom, and democracy, and also the impact of international community and neighboring countries in connection to support minorities of Iran, and have decided about the FNSD's further leading programs and plan of action as indicated by FNSD's Information Communication Committee. FNST will continue to deliver more political discussion regarding the right of self-determination of nations against Iranian invasive policies as the key point to unify and organize minorities toward a national prosperity and to monitor concentrated war of unified and organized nations against Iranian regime through various political, human rights press releases, conferences, congresses, and social actions inside or outside. FNSC is ready to perform political dialogue and discussion with non-member parties and organizations to increase the progress of the unified national political work of Iranian minorities against present chauvinistic regime of Iran. FNST strongly condemns the implementation of acts of terror by Iran and also its reactionary, invasive, and expansion policy against neighboring countries. FNST aims and believes to enhance friendship and peaceful coexistence among nations, especially with Arab Gulf countries, Azerbaijan, Turkey, Turkmenistan, and also Afghanistan and Pakistan, based on international laws and regulations. FNST accepts and respects UN resolutions, Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and other international laws, and strongly condemn all reactionary and invasive policies of the chauvinistic regime of Iran for obtaining nuclear bomb. FNST strongly believe that reactionary and terrorist regime of Iran must be stopped and refused at obtaining atomic bomb, and is ready to cooperate with the international community for complete deprivation of Iranian regime of nuclear bomb and to assist to cease its existence. The United Nations Charter, in its particular Articles 1 and 55, notably stressed that the right of self-determination is for all of the people of the world, without exception. FNST believes that according to the resolution of 33rd session of UN General Assembly, 63rd plenary meeting of 29 November 1978, that concluded 17 points official statement concerned to the welcoming the independent Solomon Islands, that's someplace near the Australia, and indicates as the following: UN reaffirms the legitimacy of the struggle of people for independence, territorial integrity, national unity, and liberation from colonial and foreign domination and foreign occupation by all available means, particularly armed struggle. FNSC declares that the matter of national unity and territorial integrity of nations conclude and emphasize the certain right of Ahwazi Arabs, number 7 to 8 million, South Azerbaijani Turks, number 25 to 30 million, South Turkmen, number 3 million, Baluchs, number 4 million, Kurds, number 3 to 4 million, as an integral part of the same people all around the world for their independence from colonial and foreign occupation. Long live Ahwazi land and Ahwazi nation.